We will now be doing the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Students, teachers, school board members, family, and friends. On behalf of the class of 2024, I would like to welcome you to our commencement ceremony. For the past 13 years, each of us have invested time, money, and a lot of love into our lives and futures. Today, we hope to repay you and show our appreciation for all that you have done for us. As we walk across the stage and end this journey, we hope that you will join in our excitement to begin another chapter in our lives. I would like to introduce those seated on the stage and ask to stand, and I call his or her name. Please hold your applause until I've introduced everyone. Board of Directors, Mr. Blake Bell, President. Ms. Gina White, Vice President. Ms. Ida Trimble, Secretary. Dr. Kenneth G. Harris, Mr. Matt Johnson, and Mr. Clark Tennyson. Administrators seated in the staging area are our Superintendent, Ms. Nikki Thomas, Dr. Jeanette Turner, Director of Curricular and Instruction, Mr. William Jeremy Bell, Director of Federal Programs, Mr. Jimmy King, Director of Support Services, Ms. Callie Hunley, Principal, Mr. Trent Smith, Assistant Principal, and Mr. Garrett Garner, Dean of Students. Our faculty speaker today is Mr. Steve Patterson. Thank all of you for being part of our commencements. You may be seated. As my time in the Arkadelphia School District comes to a close, I would like to thank those of you in attendance today who have positively impacted my life, as well as thank you to everyone here who has supported these students behind me and helped us achieve this wonderful accomplishment that we now celebrate. Although we may be leaving here today as Arkadelphia High School alumni, I'm certain our times as students will forever be remembered through our experiences with all of you and with each other. Once again, on behalf of the class of 2024, I'd like to thank you for being part of our commencements. Now, Ms. Callie Hunley will recognize our summa cum laude graduates.
Good morning, family and friends. Thank you all for being here. Today we want to recognize the AHS graduates who have earned summa cum laude status. These graduates have earned a GPA of 4.001 or better and a composite ACT score of 21 or better with no subscore lower than 19. As I call the names of these graduates, please stand and remain standing until all the names are called. Kennedy Ryan Arnold, Lydia Grace Benjamin, Courtney Renee Foster, Noah Lewis Hurd, Miles Sullivan Jones, Daniel Urban Kesterson, Brett Allison McDeal, Summer Sky Joy Molinari, Isabel Alice Rogers, Catherine Ann Turner, Kalia Siobhan Wilson, thank you.
Our summa cum laude speaker today is Catherine Ann Turner, the daughter of Dan and Cindy Turner. Catherine is a 4-year member of the varsity cheer team, a 4-year Badger Scholar, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the National Honor Society. This fall, she will enter Ouachita Baptist University, where she plans to major in communication sciences and disorders in hopes of becoming a speech pathologist. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kate Turner.
I'm proud to speak on behalf of the graduating class of 2024 for Arkadelphia High School. Each graduate is a proud Badger who worked hard to complete the requirements of this honor. It is a great individual achievement, but we celebrate our graduation together as a class. We celebrate this accomplishment with our family and friends. This significant achievement is not something that we have accomplished alone. While it's appropriate that we celebrate this milestone, we should not forget how we reached this goal. Unity is the state of being combined into one. On the other hand, isolation is the state of being in a place or situation alone. All of us have experienced both. These factors have impacted our education and our community. Additionally, these experiences have shaped us into the people that we are today. But it's the idea of unity that we should not lose sight of as we celebrate our accomplishments today. Through finding ways to unite ourselves, we can make our communities better places and in turn, make ourselves better in the process. Experienced through many different ways, isolation has a negative impact on us and the world around us. The global pandemic, COVID, resulted in isolation that every person in this room today experienced. Our class was in 8th grade when the virus arrived. This resulted in isolation from our friends, our education, and our loved ones, and we saw how scary the world can look without human interaction. In a world already influenced by the advancements of technology, we began to rely even more heavily on it for communication with others. Our generation has grown up with technology that allows us to text, call, or FaceTime those we love on a more regular basis, something that we now do without thinking, instead of taking more intentional approaches to communicate face-to-face. Though it may not seem like it, this is a form of isolation. We need human interaction. We experience isolation from these outside forces from our education. Spending months learning online created obstacles for us in achieving the goal we celebrate today. This has also negatively affected our work ethic as a generation. During COVID, work was easy. Due dates were merely suggestions. Coming back to school after COVID was an adjustment for us all and resulted in many changes in our education and our world. We returned from the pandemic to start the first year of our 4 years of high school. Some of us made the adjustment, and others had difficulty with this adjustment. Our community was also impacted by isolation. We stopped or shortened annual events. Some events carried on following the completion of COVID, but many such events no longer exist. Alongside these isolated experiences, we have also experienced how when we work together, we can achieve great things. When we work together, we can win state championships in band and quiz bowl, conference championships in football, and regional tournaments in baseball. Being unified and working together can also accomplish smaller things, such as finishing a group project in a class and planning events and organizations we're involved in. These things cannot happen without the presence of unity, without simple communication with others, working together towards common goals. Being unified doesn't mean working alone and asking for help when we need it. It means working alongside others and communicating with them to do great things. These successful achievements should encourage us to come together to do good for those around us. Imagine if we took all of the work and effort we put into that one practice, meeting, or thought and put it toward doing something good for the community. The world would be a better place. It doesn't take much. It could be picking up trash on the side of the road, raising money for a local business or organization, or volunteering. Every little thing we can do will help to make our community better. In the world we find ourselves in, it's easy to criticize and second-guess others. It's tempting to look at what's best for ourselves. What is it that we want or we believe? Our challenge is to find ways that we can work together to tackle the problems our world faces. Many of these challenges can be overcome only if we find ways to work together to better our communities. As graduates, we have achieved the successes we have enjoyed together as a class. Today, we present ourselves to those we love as that graduating class of 2024. Our goal should continue to be to work together as we leave this place, and by working together, make our families, our community, our state, and our world a better place.
Steve Patterson is a 39-year veteran of Arkadelphia High School, where he teaches English and coaches golf and soccer. He also advises the student council and coaches the high school quiz bowl team, which has won 4A state championship 5 times and second place this year. Mr. Patterson is a past president of the Arkansas Governor's Quiz Bowl Association Board of Directors and also serves as a senior high tournament coordinator for the state. For the past several years, he has served as quiz master for the state finals broadcast of state Quiz Bowl on Arkansas PBS. He served for 21 years as secretary on the board of directors for Miss Arkansas's Outstanding Teen Scholarship Pageant and has judged and emceed numerous local pageants. Mr. Patterson has also served churches across southern Arkansas as a youth minister and associate pastor, including Nashville First Baptist Church, Park Hill Baptist Church, First Baptist Church, and 3rd Street Church in Arkansas. He holds a BA and an MSc from Ouachita Baptist University and is a proud supporter of the Tigers. For many years, he has served as the public address announcer for Arkadelphia football and basketball, as well as the Badger Pride Marching Band. And his greatest pleasure is supporting the Badgers in whatever competitions they may enter. I present to you our faculty speaker, Mr. Steve Patterson.
I am worried that one of these days y'all are going to get tired of seeing me up here, but I'm glad it's not this year with this class. I'm going to speak to the class, but before I do, I have a message from them for y'all. The beautiful flowers here in front of the podium are given today in memory of one of their own classmates, Adele Crutchfield, and they wanted you to know that and how much they miss her, and we'll be giving the flowers to the family afterward. And if she has members of the family here today, we thank you for coming, and our thoughts and prayers are still with you about your daughter. Well, I want to thank D'Angelo. I'm so pleased to have D'Angelo introduce me today, not only because he made my first period last year more enjoyable and usually downright funny, he also decided to major in English in college. Wow. The papers you'll get to read, the grammar you'll get to correct, and the money. Oh my gosh, it just flows in. Well, maybe. We'll see. You can always hope. If I can begin with a personal note to you today, I would like to thank the community of Arkadelphia and Clark County for your many prayers and constant concern during my open heart bypass surgery this year. This is truly a wonderful place to call home, and I consider all of you in this audience my extended family. So again, thank you very much. It is a great privilege today to be asked to represent the faculty and in many ways the community of Arkadelphia, a community that values education and supports education in a way that's really unparalleled in the state of Arkansas. As I watched this class during this last very busy week, as they received many accolades for the hard work in the classroom and on the playing fields and on the courts, and of course in our band program, I was astounded by their intelligence, their caring nature, and their enthusiasm. And I kept thinking, this group sitting in behind me, this group, the class of 2024, is the greatest class to ever walk the halls of Arkadelphia High School. Right, class? By the way, D'Angelo, I used a split infinitive there, and you'll be admonished not to do that in college, all right? Many of you are now sitting and waiting for your diplomas, spend much of your junior year telling me about how you were ready to get out of here and move on. But in the last few weeks, I've been hearing from several of those same folks that now you're not quite sure about leaving Arkadelphia High School. Suddenly faced with starting anew, you're not sure about leaving what you already know and what you're familiar with and move on to the unknown, and that is a scary thing. It's not Slavin's test scary, but it's still pretty scary. Look around you, graduates. Today is the last day that you will see all of these classmates around you again. Like I said, scary, or maybe a relief. You decide. Last week in my daily agenda on Echo, one day I used this quote from Steve Maraboli. No matter what your history has been, your destiny is what you create today. And what is it that you're going to create? I love that author and that quote. Some of you have had a great history here at Arkadelphia Public Schools, and others maybe not so much. But today you begin again, no matter where you find yourself, whether you want to begin again or not. You know, a lot of the invitations I receive inviting me to graduation will say commencement exercises or graduation ceremony. And I got to thinking, what's the difference between graduation and commencement? Holding the title of Arkansas's Quizmaster forces me to be inquisitive and to search for answers to these questions. So I decided to do a little research and discovered that when you graduate, you're being recognized for something that you've completed, which will be today and your Arkadelphia High School diploma. And when you have commencement ceremonies, you make a beginning or you start something. You commence today to something new. So yes, today is the end of our public school days, but today is also the beginning of all that lies before you. You have no choice. We're through with you. We're kicking you out. You're moving on to something else. It's all about growth. And if you know anything about this world we live in, then you know that things that don't grow begin to die. I think if you had told me 47 years ago at my own high school graduation that one day I would be introduced in front of people as the Arkansas Quizmaster, I would have found the nearest rock in Mountain Home and crawled under it. But I'm a different person today than I was then, so I'm proud of that designation, and I embrace my inner geekdom. Wow, 47 years, that's quite a number of years. Where did the time go? As I stand up here today, am I doing what I thought I would be doing as I graduated from high school? Or for that matter, what I thought I would be doing after college graduation? The answer for me is no, and probably for many of y'all, the answer is no. So was all that knowledge a waste? No, not at all. I've been amazed at how various things I learned have come back to help me and comfort me in my time of need and have helped me to grow and to change. We teachers cling to the hope that one day you'll be asked, as part of the conditions of your employment, to fully conjugate the verb swim, or pick out the indirect object in a compound complex sentence, or otherwise be fired on the spot. And I have no doubt that our science teachers would be gratified if in the future your knowledge of cat dissection could be used to avoid airport screenings. And I'm sure our math teachers would be thrilled if you could use your understanding of a 2x2 matrix to at least balance your checkbook. I can tell you one thing, I've been to a lot of graduations where everyone prattled on about the future, or about how great the last 12 years have been, or about how little birds have to learn to fly after being pushed out of the nest, but failed to say anything to graduates that might be of use to them. So I have this one pearl of wisdom to pass on to you today. One truth that many people fail to learn, and that perhaps our adults need to be reminded of today. Endings are not as important as beginnings are. And don't ever be afraid to change or to start over. The key is to always look for ways to grow. Dang it, D'Angelo, another split infinitive. But I do understand that an ending is also exciting. Here's the truth about what you're about to realize. Every ending, like today, demands a new beginning, an opportunity to renew yourself, a chance to even reinvent yourself, the possibility of learning something new. And that might even include the chance to fall in love with someone besides yourselves. And by the way, growth doesn't always mean change. It could simply be that you're becoming a better, stronger person in whatever you're already doing. Steve Maraboli in the same book goes on to say, look around you. Everything changes. Everything on this earth is in a continuous state of evolving, refining, improving, adapting, enhancing, changing. You were not put on this earth to remain stagnant. In most of my faculty challenges before this, I've ended with this quote from Jerry Seinfeld. Life truly is a ride. We're all strapped in and no one can stop it. When the doctor slaps your behind, he's ripping your ticket and away you go. As you make each passage from youth to adulthood to maturity, sometimes you put your arms up and scream, and sometimes you just hang on as tightly as you can to that bar in front of you. But the ride is the thing. I think the most that you can hope for at the end of life is that your hair is messed, you're out of breath, and you didn't throw up. Well, life is going to be like that. You'll experience terror, yes, and when it's over, you'll be thrilled to still be alive. And we hope that you will live in such a way that whatever happens to you in life, you'll make the most of it by being good human beings and finding ways to love life and enjoy each moment of growth in your life. But it is time for the faculty and the staff of Arkadelphia High School to say goodbye, good luck, and God be with you. Go and fulfill our dreams for you and surprise us with the areas in which you've decided to grow and change yourselves. So, we love you and always will. And remember, it has been and always will be a great day to be a Badger.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. On behalf of the senior class, I accept your challenge to continue growing. Ladies and gentlemen, seniors and their parents and guests, it seems like just yesterday we were walking the halls of Parrott, and now we have walked out of Arkadelphia High School. Graduation is just the first step on an amazing journey of lifelong learning and personal growth. We will continue to grow by challenging ourselves and stepping out of our comfort zones. Throughout high school, I have had the pleasure of watching my class grow. Like many other classes, we have had our ups and downs, but we were still able to come together as one in order to make our last year of high school memorable. As we part ways, Remember where you come from. I leave this quote with you by Oprah Winfrey. We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. I encourage the class of 2024 to embrace change and never stop striving to be the best version of yourself while accepting Pat's challenge to continue growing. Thank you, and remember, once a Badger, always a Badger.
Good job, Emily. You're welcome.
Before we present the candidates for graduation, we regrettably but respectfully ask that you refrain from moving into the area with our graduates to take pictures. We do have someone taking pictures today, and you will have access to those at some point. We also ask that you refrain from applauding for individual graduates. We want each graduate's family to be able to hear when their child's name is announced. We are pleased to include as part of our ceremony the presentation of medallions for honor graduates and cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude status, and for advanced diplomas. The requirements for these honors are listed in your program. The parents of these honor graduates will present the medallions to their children. Nicholas Williams. D'Angelo Rakeem Buckley. Tanner Aaron Cotton. Evan Martavion Bailey. Micaiah Janetta Leatherwood. Emily Dion Young. Catherine Ann Turner. Courtney Renee Foster. Tristan Joshua Adams. Amy Alonso. Kareem Fathala Arafa. Kennedy Ryan Arnold. Dariah Annalise Ashley. Anthony Udell Askew. Maddox Allen Atkins. Catherine Nicole Balch. Zoe Lynette Bearden. Lydia Grace Benjamin. Jaden Elon Berry. Hunter Lane Reese Blakeney. Caden Kenneth Brown. Lavaris Ramon Brown, Jr. Bernicia Shanae Buford. Lucas Ryan Burrows. Ethan Gage Burton. Hector Leonel Cervantes. Ashton Brady Cobb. Benjamin Lee Cook. Omar Isaiah Cruz. Savannah Brianne Curry. Latorian DeVay Davis. Zoe Erica Lynn Davis. Lexus Grace Deal. Caitlin Marie Flannery. Anaya Lachey Ford. Ayla Briseus Frazier. Matthew Cole French. Jacob Dean Gables. Timothy Luke Gables. Kennedy Michelle Gentry. Seth Pierre Golden. David James Guerrero. Tucker Alan Guy. Haley Catherine Hurd. Noah Lewis Hurd. Holtz Denver Helms. Xavier LaShawn Hayward. Madison Renee Hill. Philip Zane Hill. Aaliyah Latrice House. Faith Marie Howerton. Avery May Rabel. Vershayla Janisha Hughes. Zamaya Kiasia Jackson. Lamont Tyler Jones. Miles Sullivan Jones. Tyra Lene Jones. Daniel Urban Kesterson. Aiden Todd Kalaki. Kayla Nashay Knox. Jacoby Kylan Larry. Romello J. Lawson. Yayana O'Shea Lawson. Jacob Carson Lewis. Jason Manrique. Ainsley Suzanne Marable. Isaiah Douglas Massey. Fantasia Marie Mayweathers. Michael Cade Elvin McBride. Terrence Dwayne McClellan, Jr. Skyla Sharon McClellan. Brett Allison McDeal. Logan Kincaid McLean. Jamie Danielle Malugin. Kelburn Scott Middleton. Lexi Elizabeth Miller. Zachary Ethan Miller. Summer Sky Joy Molinari. Victoria Araxi Norigian. Isaac Joaquin Olmedo. Jaleel Joaquin Owens. Sunny Jolette Marino Perez. Kate Avery Perrin. Jalea Nicole Perry. Tajalen Omarion Pugh. Abir Rahman. Autumn Phoenix Ring. Isabel Alice Rogers. Emily Grace Rogers. Angela Elizabeth Rosas. Zachary James Roscoe. Chase Lincoln Rutledge. Janiyah Natasha Lacera Sanders. Parker Andrew Schaefer. Keenan B. Service. Adrian Lamont Smith. Tristan Michael Smith. Brooke Lynn Stoker. Kiana Lene Stuckey. Amelia Jacqueline Swaim. Paxton David Sweeney. Jonathan Tyrez Tate. Sydney Elise Tatum. Eric Paul Valeriano. Chase Lee Vantelborg. Adele Ann Rose Vianes. Anthony M. Weiss. Emma White. Kalia Siobhan Wilson. Annabeth Claire Wyatt. Caden Deshawn Young. Members of the Arkadelphia School Board, Ms. Thomas, faculty, parents, and guests, as principal of Arkadelphia High School, it is my distinct privilege to formally present to you the 2024 graduating class of Arkadelphia High School. Will the graduates please rise? In presenting this class, I certify that they have satisfactorily met all the requirements for the diplomas that they will receive. Will the graduates please rise? I present to you the 2024 graduates of Arkadelphia High School. Thank you, graduates.
On behalf of the class of 2024, we thank you for sharing our commencement with us today. We especially thank our parents for their continuing support and our teachers for their willingness to work so hard to see that we graduate. We do not take for granted how much love and support our families have given us. Please stand as Courtney Foster leads us in our alma mater.